everybody, I'm going to give you some good news and some bad news. It's not that I like to do this, but I think sometimes it might help. If you're like me and you are facing a surgical procedure, normally I would read about it so I can prepare for the blessed event. Same thing happened when I got pregnant, and I wanted to kind of know what would happen when I started going through labor regarding the intensity, etc., and then, of course, the delivery, which we all know, to each their own. And so when you think of a class like Lamaze, it can help you learn breathing techniques, mindful meditation, etc. Maybe you should play music, maybe you have back labor, these are the positions, and it kind of gets dad involved too. But when it comes to each one of these situations, it doesn't matter how much research or studying you do and or preparation. Nothing can quite prepare you for the experience and or aftermath. Same thing with parental estrangement. I can give you all the advice in the world, but it will never quite prepare you for the situation at hand. And so, is it a good idea to gain insight from other people? Well, it depends on the level of readiness, willingness, and openness you have, because I can tell you initially when I went through it, it was a shock. And then I stumbled along the way. There is no possible way, because mine was 7 years ago. So it was prior to anything to do with Google or Facebook or anything. And I really had to dig deep. I had to let my daughters go eventually and just started focusing on myself. And I said, well, they're gone. Then now what? And the now what was, hey, you got a lot of unresolved stuff that you've never tackled. So what I did was I said, well, I'm going to give them to God. I'll release them to the world. Believe that I did a good enough job. And I'm going to take care of myself. And I think a lot of parents forget. One day our kids are going to be gone. Sometimes it's through natural, sometimes it's unnatural, and sometimes they pass before we do. And life is just a mystery. But when we are sitting by ourselves and we're wondering what we should do, start digging. Dig a little deeper and then keep going. Because a lot of us, when we look back and we say, well, I went through XYZ when I was a kid. Have you ever dealt with it? And if not, when you're alone, it might be a good time. So anyways, nothing can prepare you for heartache, for breakups, for labor pains, when you lose a parent. These are all things that no amount of research or books or therapy can get you ready for. It hits, it's like a tsunami, and it really all depends on what kind of boat you plan on jumping into and how much work you plan on doing to paddle out of that storm, is if you survive or not. So anyways, I hope this makes sense. I'm kind of rambling, but I thought it might help someone. So anyways, that's all I've got, and I will be back.